Hello, so welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I'm currently working on a little project over here, but as I do when I start getting into a project, I start wanting to do something else. For a little while now since moving in this apartment, I have been collecting trash. And by trash, I mean containers and stuff, which is trash, but they're clean. And I have been wanting to use all of these little scrap pieces to make something, whether it's a new set or something like that, but nothing really came to mind. I would use a little bit every now and then for a particular set, but I feel like I want to just make something. So I decided to make a van. As many of you probably know, within the YouTube community, there's lots of van life people or whatever. That's kind of what I would like to do one day. But since there is no money at the moment within my pockets, I decided to why not just make a miniature version and kind of have like a little design testing thing for a van. So I decided to make my miniature van thing, just like how I said for the doll houses, kind of how it is like practice for future houses or whatever, design wise. Not that I'm a designer by any means. And this little van will of course have a cat, because I have a cat, and it'll have a cat, and the cat will have space for it to run around, shelvings, nets, stuff like that, things to scratch on, and to still make it in a way a bit unique. So I have these pieces, and doesn't this look like, you know, a van, right? If you maybe round it up a tiny bit. And then if I cut a bit of this and a bit of this and place it together, that would be then the length of my van. One idea that I have for the van is the front of the van, so where there's the passenger, where there's the driver and the passenger seats, for that to be able to open up, so that you can open the van up with some little hinges. Open it up so that you can see the insides of both parts of the van. This way I can also, you know, really fill up the inside. So that is the plan. And other pieces like this that I can maybe add kind of this as well, maybe some vents or something on the van, I don't know. Or like a little window, cut this out, make it a little window or something. You know, imagination is a limit and whatever. So let's get to it. So for the top part of the van, as said, I decided to use the takeout containers. However, for the bottom part of the van, the body of the van, I decided to use this cat pate box.
We appreciate everyone coming so early. It's so nice. Thanks for inviting us, by the way.
Then trace an outline of the box, making sure to cut two separate pieces. This way it can open and close, as said before. Next, I used this scrap PVC foam board just to give it a bit more body, and so that the van has a bit more, some smoother areas. Next, I traced around on this other PVC board to have the flooring of the van and the bottom of the van. I do find it very enjoyable to go through all these scrap pieces and finding little pieces that can work for certain projects. It's quite satisfying when it works super well.
Hey, charm school. What?
I use some foam clay, soften it out on the top of the van, just to create the roof. And then use the same foam clay to create the wheels. The wheels are then put on a piece of wire, which is then covered with some foam clay, and this allows the wheels to keep moving and the wire to have a bit more mobility so that the wheels can move and be animatable. Next, the hinges. The hinges are simply screwed on and the van can then open and close. Now, it was a bit hard to film the interior of the van just because it's such a small thing, and whenever I put something in the van, my hands get in the way. But I tried my best to film what I could. But there are other details that I wasn't able to film. Everything gets a nice little coat of acrylic and Mod Podge. Next, laying down the tiles on some foam clay again. I have these tiles since the dollhouse stop motion I made. The first one I made, I'll link it up here. These tiles are made out of resin and just some coloring. I am almost out of them, so maybe I have one more project to make with them. There is a lot of debate in my head going on about what color to paint the van, but I decided in the end to just go with a red. You can never go wrong, really. I thought of maybe doing turquoise or yellow or some other color like that, but in the end I just stick with red. Then with a Sharpie I tried to create the effect of a bit of rust or worn effect on the van. And then use a brown wash over the van just to make it a little bit more dirty and look a bit more used. Lighting is simply pulled through both of the headlights, and then afterwards I tried to make it do a tour of the back of the van. This way the van could light up completely.
What was that word they said when they showed me Skraltisband? What's that mean in Danish? Cool guy?
Dumpster man.
Whoa, super.
There's someone else. His name is
No, but I knew.
He knew.
Yes.
What? Listen, so risque.
Again, unfortunately not a lot of the interior was shot. However, you will be able to see more of the interior in the stop motion that I'm creating for the van. So far I'm pretty excited about the project, so you'll hopefully be able to see it very soon. Now it's time for the final result. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I'll see you next time, and goodbye.
Hi.